first workout is a 12-minute AMRAP of 2 muscle-ups, 4 hang cleans, and 6 thrusters with a you-go-I-go format. Alright, so now we're going to go over the muscle-up standard range of motion. There's 2 things that are required for a muscle-up to count as a rep. One, you have to have a full extended elbow from the bottom of the rings with your feet off the ground. And number 2, full lockout of your elbow on the top of the rings at the top. You can achieve a full hang with that extended elbow a couple different ways. Like I did, you can start with your false grip, full hang and pick your feet off the ground, and then perform your muscle up. Or, if you can't hang with a false grip, you can go normal grip, pick your feet up, and with your feet still off the ground, then get your false grip locked in. At the top, we just need to make sure that you have that full extended elbow locked out, and then you're good to go. Hang cleans will start from the floor to a deadlift. With the hang cleans, the elbows must pass in front of the bar for every rep and stand in full hip extension at the top. On your last hang clean, you may do a squat clean thruster to your first thruster rep. Thrusters are full lockout to the top and full squat below parallel. If the athlete's elbows do not pass in front of the bar in the catch position, then that is a no rep. If the athlete receives the bar in a partial squat but does not stand all the way up, that also is not a rep. Finally, if the bar passes below the knees while performing the hang clean, that also is not a rep. The scale division will also be a 12-minute AMRAP, you-go-I-go format, except it will be chest-to-bar pull-ups and power cleans from the floor as opposed to muscle-ups and hang cleans. Chest-to-bar pull-ups, the athletes will start from a full hang from the bar, and their chest must contact the bar anywhere from the clavicle down. It will look like this. If the athlete does not achieve a full hang from the bar, or their chest does not contact the bar, it will be a no rep. For the scale division, athletes will be doing power cleans from the floor. Each rep starts on the floor and must touch the floor in between as you cycle. Still same requirements at the top. Elbows through, full extension. Bar must touch the floor in between each rep, and just like with the RX version, you can squat clean your last rep into your first thruster. The second workout for the prescribed division is a 200-meter power push, 50 double unders, 40 toes to bar, 30 wall balls to a high target, 20 heavy kettlebell swings, 10 handstand push-ups, and finishes with a 300-meter run. This is a relay style format where athletes must complete all the reps required before moving on to the next station. For the power push, females are allowed to follow male competitors, but they must first strip the weight before completing their own prowler push. After completing the prowler push, athletes will transition to perform 50 double unders. Toes to bar require a full hang and that the toes touch the bar. An athlete will get no rep if the feet do not pass beyond the vertical plane, or if the athlete's toes do not touch the bar at the top of the kick. Male competitors will be throwing a 20-pound wall ball to an Olympic target. The wall ball must hit above the target and squat below parallel. If the athlete does not hit above the target or does not squat low enough, that will be a no rep. Female athletes will be throwing a 14-pound med ball to a 10-foot target. Otherwise, they have the same movement standards as the men. The kettlebell swings must finish in a full vertical extension with the kettlebell facing straight up. If the athlete breaks or the kettlebell is not pointing straight up, that will be a no rep. Male athletes will be swinging a 70-pound kettlebell, while female athletes will be swinging a 53-pound kettlebell. Besides the weight, the movement standards are exactly the same. The handstand push-ups can start with full extension, and the head must touch the floor between each rep. Athletes are allowed to kip reps if they want to, but if the head does not touch the floor, or if their feet come off the wall at the top of the kip, it is not a rep. After completion of their final handstand push-ups, athletes will exit out the front of the building and continue that lap all the way back to the back of the building, where they will meet with the rest of their teammates, and time will be stopped when the last teammate arrives. For the scaled division, the format will be exactly the same. The only key differences are that athletes have the options of doing single jump ropes instead of double unders with a 3-to-1 ratio, as well as being able to perform handstand push-ups to an ab mat or do 15 dumbbell push presses as opposed to the handstand push-ups. Alright, so as a scale for toes to bar, athletes are going to be able to do toes through rings. Very similar substitute for toes to bar in the sense that you have to be hanging from the bar. And your feet, just like it sounds, have to go through the rings. So some good examples of good reps will be like this. If the athlete comes short of having their feet go through the rings, then that's not going to be a rep. So in substitution for handstand push-ups, scaled athletes have the options to do dumbbell push presses or push jerks. As long as the dumbbell goes from shoulder to overhead and there's full hip and elbow extension at the top, then they're good to go. So some examples of good reps will look like this. If the athletes don't stand to full extension or have full lockout at the top, that's not going to be a rep for today. Some bad examples will look like this. The first workout of day 2 is a triplet of overhead squats, burpees, and running. Athletes will alternate reps until all reps are completed, and when they run, athletes must wait for both partners to arrive at the bar before starting the next set of exercises. For the overhead squats, both the partners have to have the bar over their head while the other is completing their reps. So it's going to look like this. In the event that a teammate does not complete a rep, they must continue to repeat that rep until it becomes good.
No rep. Good. Good.
If the athlete drops the bar from the overhead position while their partner is squatting, that's a no rep. So with the burpee over bar portion of this workout, athletes have to start from a standing position. They'll perform a burpee, which is chest and thighs touching the floor, and then jump into the other side. Once the athlete's feet touch the other side of the floor, the athlete then can perform their burpee, and they alternate back and forth. If the athlete does not touch their chest to the floor during the burpee, they will have to repeat that rep. Also, if the athlete does not touch anything to the floor, that also is not a rep. For this workout, the only difference between the scaled and prescribed division is the weight prescriptions. Athletes will be using 115 and 75 pounds. Workout number 2 is a 4-person workout where 2 male competitors and 2 female competitors will each complete 3 rounds of 8 rope climbs, 16 deadlifts, and 24 box jumps. After the male competitors complete their 3 rounds, they will then tag the female competitors who will strip the weight and then complete 3 rounds as well. For the rope climb, athletes can use any technique that they see fit, so long as their hand touches above the target tape line at the top and both hands come under the bottom tape line before they drop off the rope. For the deadlift, athletes must stand to full extension at the top of the movement with their shoulders behind the bar. At the bottom, both of the barbell sides must touch the floor together before they stand and repeat the next rep. For the box jumps, athletes must jump on 2 feet, land on 2 feet, and show full hip extension. Rebounding off the bottom is okay. If an athlete does not show full hip extension at the top of the jump, then it is not going to be a rep. Also, athletes are not allowed to rebound off the top of the box. Those are all no reps. After the male competitors have completed 3 rounds, they will tag the female team. They will begin by stripping the weight down to 185 pounds, taking 145 off of each side. Both the clips must go back on the bar before the females begin their deadlifts. So that's it for the workout descriptions and range of motion standards for the Recre Box Team Challenge. We hope to see you all come out and compete. If you have any questions, feel free to Facebook message me, give us a call over here at CrossFit Southside, or just message me myself, rgravelin06@yahoo.com. Thanks, we'll see you then.